Hello, so today we're going to transplant out some peppers. You want decent sized ones. These are medium sized. You can do them a little smaller, you can do them much bigger, you can get the big gallon pots. That's up to you. You want to plant them in some nice prepared ground. I'm just going to let you see the process here instead of watching me talk here. I prepared some ground here. I'm hoping you can see everything I'm seeing. Let me put this here and there. Now you'll be able to see everything. Alright, so dig up your ground. You want to dig a little bit bigger than the pot you're planting from. Get out any roots and things that are in the way. Spade, a garden fork works quick for this. Alright, and then for these fruiting plants, peppers and tomatoes in particular, you want to amend the soil a bit. I've just got mostly eggshells that we've roasted and some bone meal and some kelp meal. And since it is mostly eggshells, I'm going to put a bunch of that. You'll probably want about a quarter cup of an all-purpose, mostly organic material. Fertilizer. Mix that in really well. You don't want a really super concentrated spot, or it can damage the roots as it breaks down. It's too rich. So bring that in, pull that up a little bit, make sure you can still see what I'm seeing. Alright, so we got our hole and we've got our amended soil here to the side. Get your pot out. This one's good. It's not too root bound. You can see the roots are just hitting the side. If you've got a lot of roots all the way around, you want to loosen those up just really gently. Don't break them. Just loosen them up. That looks good. And that can go in. Now, get some of that amended soil underneath. You want this just to be below the surface of your soil when it's all planted in, and then you can put your soil with your amendments around it, so as those roots quest out, they find that nice rich soil. For tomatoes and peppers, you want a little extra on the potassium and phosphate. That'll give you nice strong fruits and roots. And grass seeds on there, and calcium. If you get blossom end rot on the ends of your potatoes or tomatoes, I suppose, that's likely a calcium deficiency, and the eggshells will help a lot with that. You want those eggshells to be nice and ground fine as you can. I put mine through the food processor. We toast ours just lightly, put it in the oven for about 300 degrees for, well, I turn it on to 300, and then as soon as it hits that temperature on a baking pan, as soon as it hits temperature, I turn it off and let it sort of slowly cool off, and that cooks off the egg whites and things that are residual in there and releases some of the calcium. And then grind it up really fine. Big chunks of eggshells take years and years to break down. You want smaller pieces will break down a lot faster and give you good thing. Now, don't know how hardened off these guys are, and with the bright sun we're going to have the next few days, they're going to need a little bit of shade. So I've got some cedar shingles here, and south is that away. So I'm just going to put 2 shingles in here, a little deeper than that. 2 shingles to shade it a little bit. I've got a big tall one here, so it's going to shield it from the hottest sun of the day, but still give it, you can see it's still getting today's morning sun, and it'll get the afternoon sun as well. That'll shade it from the worst of the heat and prevent sunburn. We've got our tomatoes already planted over here. Tomatoes you're going to do exactly the same way, except tomatoes You can bury them about 1/3 to even 1/2 of their height into the soil, pinch off the lower leaves and bury them all the way down, and the tomato stems will make new roots on those buried parts of the stem and give you a nice good root start to bolster top growth, and you'll get a lot faster growth earlier on. Don't know if you can see way over there. Let me see if I can zoom in, or if I need to. Nope, I can't zoom. I'll show you some sunburn in just a sec here. So I'm going to pause and move over for you. Okay, so real quick at the end here, I'm going to show you some sunburn. This was a plant that I thought was a little more hardened off than it was, and if you can see there, you can see that pale yellow glossy look on there. There's a little bit here, some really bad down here. If you can, that's not too close. See, that's the underside of the leaf. That's probably why it got so bad. So yeah, if you can see that yellowish, that sunburn, it'll recover. You can see the new leaves here are nice and lush, and the new stuff sprouting down here. All the new stuff will be lovely. It's just a little bit of damage on the unhurt leaves. There's a little bit there, but you can see most of the plant looks quite nice, and the rest of these are looking good. So it's just that one plant really that was not as hardened off, not as used to the sun as I was hoping. So that's that. Next video is going to be basil from starts, so tune in.